Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Allergic Halal Foodie here, and we're going to make Chinese beef and broccoli. Let's just get a little lesson, quick lesson on beef. There are different cuts of beef, but for Chinese beef and broccoli, we need flank. Flank, not kebab, but flank. Unfortunately, I can't find flank steak or London broil as it's often called near me. So I'm going to use kebab meat. Yes, kebab meat is usually like a sirloin or top sirloin cut, but I can't find, once again, the flank, which is usually in the abdominal area of the bull or cow. And I really, really want Chinese beef and broccoli. So, bismillah. I'm going to work with this beef diced kebab meat that I typically always get. It's in bulk and it's halal, alhamdulillah. After I've cleaned it, I select my pieces, and as you can see, there's a lot of fat and there are striated muscle pieces inside these diced kebab cuts. So what we're going to do is thinly slice it so that we can get it as close as possible to flank steak or London broil, but we're going to omit the pieces that have fat. We'll use them for something else later, inshallah, but not for this Chinese beef and broccoli. It's not going to work out well. So we make sure that we eliminate the fat and the muscles and cut thin pieces, top, bottom. Look for the striation and the direction of the meat. I would say look to see if it's like a vertical, the meat is going up and down, and then just cut it from the top to bottom. And definitely keep them thin as possible. Sometimes you get a nice cut like this where we can just easily slice out that piece that we don't want and use it for something later, inshallah. Thinly slice it. It will also allow for it to have a better or quicker way to get softer, because it might not be as soft as the flank steak would, because this is a different cut. We're going to add our ginger. I love these frozen cubes from Trader Joe's. I'm sure you can get them anywhere else. It just makes things easier and less work to do. The ginger, the garlic, frozen cubes, add that. Definitely in any type of Asian cooking, I really like to have some ginger nearby. It definitely adds and enhances the flavor. Add a little bit of salt, not too much salt, because later on we're going to add soy sauce. Just saute that a bit, let all the seasoning and spices congeal and mix and integrate with the beef cuts. Then add some onions, cut onions, and let that caramelize. Into a separate container, we're going to add soy sauce, cornstarch, and brown sugar. If you have light brown sugar, that's fine too. That's what I had on hand, so I used that. I didn't measure anything. I would say about a chunk of brown sugar, about a tablespoon of cornstarch, and maybe a third or a little less than a third of a cup of soy sauce. I use a low sodium soy sauce from Trader Joe's, and also this toasted sesame oil from Trader Joe's as well. Just a little bit of that. I would say that was probably about a teaspoon. And mix it so it's not lumpy. Definitely get some more garlic in there. Those cubes come in handy. Alhamdulillah for these cut cubes. Some more ginger. Stir that, mix that. I like to do it separately before I add it to the meat, just so that I could taste it and see if anything needs to be tweaked. We have these frozen broccoli florets from Costco. Even though they're frozen, they're organic, and it's good to just keep them on hand. I'm going to add that at the end. Nobody wants soggy broccoli, so we're going to add that at the very end. The meat looks about soft. This is when we're going to add our sauce or our mixture that we made, and we're going to make it into a sauce. We'll let it congeal and get a little bit thicker, coagulate a little bit with the sauteed onions and sauteed beef. And then at the last minute, add the broccoli and just stir it a little bit. The sauce will thicken very quickly, inshallah, probably about a minute. And then you're done. And this is it. I like to serve it over rice. You could also serve it over noodles. Conscientiously love what you eat.